First place in the Bonnyville Pontiacs are right in the middle of that tightly packed division heading into their contest last night. The Ponts were tied for second with Whitecourt, who they just so happened to play. So we'll go to the highlights. We'll pick things up in the first period. Pontiacs already down one, but on the power play. It'll be Luke Mahira jumping on the rebound, notching the game at ones. But with only 9 seconds left in the frame, Charlie Inglis connects with Jerome Raymond, and the Wolves retake the lead. So to the second we go. 3-2 Whitecourt, and Tanner Dusick. He fires a shot that trickles past the post. He'll get the rebound, passes back to himself, and then buries his 20th of the season to tie things up at 3. Less than 2 minutes later, off the draw, Ryan Berlin with a shot, a wicked bounce in front. No chance for Tyler Santos, and it's 4-3 after 40. 7.5 to go in the third. Pontiacs with a two-man advantage. Tom Kohler blasts a one-timer and ties the game up once again. So we'll move to the dying seconds. Whitecourt pressing. Inglis again to Raymond, but he rings it off the crossbar. So we go to overtime. The best chance goes to Bonnyville as Redford Swan wins the race to the loose puck. He gets tripped up. No call on that, so we will go to a shootout. Whitecourt up a goal, the game on Matthew Garreton's stick, and he makes no mistake. Wolverines take this one by a score of 5-4.
We came back. We managed to get a point, but we didn't get the start we wanted, and it cost us.
I thought his first period cost us. You know, I thought our second and our last 10 or 12 minutes of the third were real good. Thought we were a little too casual in the first and early in the third, and it cost us. You can't afford that against good hockey teams.
The Lloydminster Bobcats have found their stride the last 2 games, including blanking the top team in the north, the Spruce Grove Saints. Tonight, the Cats will try to shut down a very offensive Whitecourt Wolverines squad that played last night. Matt Schumont has more.
The Bobcats have been on top of their game as of late, riding a 2-game winning streak, outscoring their opponents 8-1 in the victories.
They've done a great job executing, so kudos to them, paying attention in video and in practice, and things are starting to pay off.
I think it's just because we've all been sticking to the systems and executing our systems really well and all on the same page.
Shutting the door has been rookie goaltender Devin who picked up his first career AJHL shutout in a 4-0 win over the Spruce Grove Saints.
It felt great. I mean, it's always good when you can get a shutout. It feels good, and it's a good feeling overall.
He's working a little harder in practice and off the ice, and I think he's starting to pay dividends, and he's just going in there, doing his job, not trying to do too much, just stop the next puck.
The defense will have to show up tonight as the Border City bunch welcome the Whitecourt Wolverines to the Civic. It's been all Wolverines in the season series, winning all 4 meetings by a combined score of 29-15. The Cats' main concern for this one, what they do with the puck.
Limiting your turnovers, obviously the amount and the location on the ice, and offensive guys tend to have a disability when it comes to defending, so we want to stay on offense as much as possible.
I think we're going to have to be really disciplined and stay out of the penalty box and do whatever we can in our D zone to make sure that we don't give them those opportunities to score.
Puck drop for tonight's game is at 7:30. Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.
That's your first look at sports. Stick around. Gerard will have your weather details after the break. It was another tough weekend for the Lakeland Rustlers Men's Volleyball team, dropping both games against the Grand Prairie Wolves. The Rustlers are now on the outside looking in. Matt Schumont has more.
The Rustlers faced more heartbreak this past weekend, failing to capitalize on their chances, losing both games to the Wolverines, losing 7 of their last 8 contests. Some frustration has begun to settle in.
Coming on the losing end more times than not is starting to make it take its toll on us, but you know what? We're still not out of the playoff picture completely, so we got to look to that and not let previous matches affect our performance coming into this next weekend.
Next for the Rustlers, a home-and-home series against King's College, a team that has had their fair share of ups and downs as of late.
They got some first years on the floor, and so there's going to be some things that we can hopefully take advantage of this coming weekend, and we're going to train those things to make sure that we can be as successful as we can.
Mainly just limit our errors and just key on their one guy. I guess they got one pretty good hitter. So if we can shut them down, I think we can get a W out of her.
Sitting in a tie for 10th, the Rustlers are tied for the final provincial qualifying spot, not leaving it up for chance. They know they have to walk away with a pair of victories this weekend.
We kind of got to take things into our own hands and try and go for the both wins. We win one, we're maybe not quite too sure what might happen. So for sure, I think the 2 wins is going to be necessary for us if we want to make it into the playoffs.
Last weekend was hopefully, or was supposed to be our survival weekend, but I guess this weekend we got even bigger survival, so this is just an absolute win if we want to make playoffs. So we just got to buckle down and pretty much get to work.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.
We'll shift our focus to curling, rather. For Saskatchewan curling fans, Rick Folk is known as one of the best men's curlers the province has ever produced, winning the Brier back in 1980, which is also the last time Saskatchewan has won the Brier. Today, 16 teams are vying for the spot to represent Saskatchewan at the 2013 SaskTel Tankard in Melfort. Well, Josh Height from Corrobert Curling Club kicked off the afternoon draw against Brock Virtue from Regina. Height, with hammer in 10, wins it 6-5. Steve Laycock gave up 2 steals in the first and fourth ends, but redeems himself with 4 in the 6th and hangs on for a 6-5 win over Michael Kars. Other afternoon draws had a wild finish between Brent G.A.A and former Tanker champion Daryl McKee. G.A.A would win it in the final end 9-8, and Speedy Creek's Max Kirkpatrick would come back from 7-3 down to tie it at 8 before Jamie Schneider picked up 3 in the 10th end for an 11-8 win.